Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
Welcome to Flat Earth Debate Special Edition. Now, we recently rounded out the last two live debates, but during the interim stages, after the debate was over, it transpired that there was quite an interesting conversation going on between Nathan Thompson and Paul, and Quantum Eraser, Anthony Riley, a few other people, Chocolate Sane also had a few words to pipe in. But I've asked them all if they'd be willing to let me record this, and they've all agreed, so I'm going to pass over to the panel. I'll give them all a quick introduction. Let's just see if I missed anybody off the actual panel. Who else is here? We've also got Merle and Jessica and Mac. So first of all, I'll just say hello to everybody who's here. So hello Paula, hello Anthony, hello Quantum Eraser, and hello everyone on the Google panel.
Hello.
Hey. Nathan, let me introduce it, because I think I did a pretty good job.
Yeah,
we were having a discussion. Nathan Thompson came in and asked, is there anybody that wanted to have a debate over whether or not Scripture allows or prohibits the eating of animals? And we've all given our own views on it, and we're at the point now where some scriptures are coming up. And I'll just start it off by saying that my view is that when God gave us dominion over the land and over the animals, I interpret dominion in the context that means it's okay to look after the animals and to kill them, provided you don't take the piss and abuse them for your own consumption. That's my view. Now, I'm not saying I'm right, but that's my justification for why eating meat's okay. Everybody else has presented their own views, and we're at the point now where if anybody else wants to add their views, we're at the point where the scriptures are going to start coming out. So if anybody wants to say what their personal view is, now's the time to say it. I've said mine, somebody else can say theirs. If not, let's go to the scriptures. Nobody?
Well, I'll say, Nathan.
This is going to be you guys reading your scriptures, because I'm not the one that's prepared for the debate. So if you guys want to just read off what you think, that's cool. But I can't. What I was saying is I have someone that claims to have scriptures that say eating meat's a sin. And if you guys wanted to have a discussion with that person and support your argument with scripture, then let's do it.
Well, then I want to be clear about something. If that's the case, if you're actually, so what you're saying, if I understand you correctly, you're actually, when you talked about killing animals and all that stuff, that's not your view. You're just regurgitating the other person's view.
Yeah, I was stating some of his arguments scripturally, but I don't know his arguments exactly. I haven't heard him have this debate. I want to hear it, and I think you guys are really cool and very logical. That's why I invited you guys. The only person I invited before you was Ralph Kiba.
Well, the reason I bring that up is because the way it started is shifted from you talking about somebody else to seems like you shifted talking about your view. And I was addressing what I thought was your view.
Well, yeah, I don't think we should. So if you want to eat roadkill off the side of the road and claim that scripturally it's a clean animal and God said I could eat it, my view is eat roadkill. But if your view is I'm going to slaughter this animal and then consume the dead carcass, and that's scriptural, I'm not even saying I want to have the debate. I definitely disagree based on the fact it says do not.
Okay, so you're applying, this is where the tension started to rise on my part, because you're applying a scripture that says thou shalt not kill. You're applying that to animals, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. This is where the disconnect occurs, because God commanded the Israelites or the priests to kill the animals for sacrifice. So it seems like that passage, thou shalt not kill, has a specific context associated with it. And Paula, you can help me out if I'm wrong in this. It's not animals that he's talking about.
A Jew doing sacrifices.
Do what?
Is anyone on the panel a Jew doing sacrifices, or is everyone on the panel of the belief Jesus was the final sacrifice? We don't need to be sacrificing anymore.
All scripture has context associated with it. You're the one associated, thou shalt not kill, which is in the Ten Commandments, which is in Deuteronomy, which is in the Old Testament, which is in the Torah. There's a specific context associated with that, right?
Yes, I agree.
Okay.
So
can you
wait,
apply
Paul,
that
real quick, Paul, just so as a layman who doesn't know scripture, is that not applied to animals? The thou shalt not kill?
That's what he said.
if it did apply, then the priests killing and sacrificing animals, it would also apply to them as well. So there seems to be a contradiction.
Then
All
God
right, I got you.
himself when he sent Jesus to die, because technically.
Okay, right now we're not talking about Jesus yet. Remember, I put it in the context. We're talking about the Levitical, where the thou shalt not kill is spoken. We're not jumped all the way to the New Testament yet. You're red herrings. Oh, don't go there. We got to stay within the context. It's very important. Okay? I'm not saying that Jesus is not the final sacrifice. And then we also, if you want to go there, we've also talked about that Jesus offered fish, and fish was killed and offered to the people.
If he's the final sacrifice, when you sit down for dinner tonight, why are you going to sacrifice an animal for that?
Okay, sacrifice in the Old Testament. They ate the priests ate the sacrifices in the Old Testament. This is where you're misapplying Scripture, and this is why I got passionate, because you're misapplying Scripture. You're showing your lack of understanding of Scripture. You're pulling stuff out of nowhere, putting them in their own context. You're doing, in a sense, what the Baltards do with their understanding. So you're misapplying Scripture all over the place, and you're interpreting and putting it embedding something in the Scripture completely wrong. Then you're going to have to walk me through step by step why my understanding or anybody else or John's or anybody else is completely wrong, and you've not done that. You've made declarations and claims, and you misapplied across the board.
Go ahead, let him speak, Paul.
Do what?
Let him speak.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Well, you feel I'm misinterpreting it. I feel you're misinterpreting it. So it is what it is.
Show me how I'm misinterpreting it.
Well, are you a Jew that's been instructed to do sacrifices and eat the meat, or no?
Oh, this is so weird.
You're not.
That's a red herring fallacy.
It doesn't apply to you. Yeah, you're using a red herring fallacy. I agree. So
no, you are.
No, when I say.
Not me, you. Hi, Paula. Let's just end this. Paula, let's just end this because this is ridiculous.
Yeah, first we'll start with the narrowest point and work our way out. Thou shalt not kill. I'm looking at Exodus 20:13 in Hebrew. The word for kill there is a primitive root. It says, I'm looking at their definition, properly to dash in pieces, that is, kill a human being, especially to murder. So it is not talking about killing animals to eat. And then to a wider context, before there were any such things as Jews, we have, after the flood, Noah gets off the boat, and what does God say? He says, before I gave you the plants, now I give you everything. You can eat animals. And he sacrificed an animal right there. He was not a Jew. He was not under the law. There were no Jews. And so this was established for all mankind. This is the part of the Noahide covenant, and I'm not going to get on because people go crazy with that. But the point is that God himself, in a blessing, said to Noah, I give you everything for food, and it included animals. They were specified. So we have outside of the Jewish law, inside the Jewish law, it says don't murder people. Outside the Jewish law, it says kill animals to eat them. And then we have also in the fact that Jesus ate meat, he ate fish, he was an observant Jew under the law, he ate meat. And then afterwards, he also ate meat. After his resurrection, he ate meat. And the apostles, everybody else in the first century ate meat. And the New Testament teaching letters for what Christians are under says, I just read, I started out reading Romans 14. Nothing is unclean. If you go on to read that whole chapter in its context, nothing is unclean. God gave it all to us for food. And there's other passages in New Testament that cite other scriptures in the Old Testament saying the earth is the Lord's and everything in it. And it is left up to conscience at that point for Christians. Don't look down on each other, whichever side you're on this.
Can you read
And there's
that
a
passage
moral,
again
there's
from
a
Romans,
moral
please?
issue too that sort of says so it's okay to kill an animal, but it's not okay to kill a
Moral.
human.
Hold on one
Now,
second, Paula. Can you
let me just
please
say
read
one bit.
that
Let me just
passage
say one thing.
again? Moral.
No, you just
Paula.
wait a second. And then
Paula.
we get to the Andes,
Oh my
right?
goodness
Where a lot of
gracious.
people
Paula.
crashed in the Andes and
Not
they were all going to
moral.
die and they ate each other. Is that okay to survive and live? And if you had to eat your brother and your sister to survive,
That was
is
part
that
of
okay?
a curse. Can you even tell me where that's from?
No, that actually
did that
happened. Some
happen?
people
Where's
like
the
crash
context?
landed in the Andes and they were dying and they were hungry, and to
What does this
survive,
have to do
they
with
had
the
to eat
Bible?
another human
Nothing.
being.
This has nothing to do
That's
with
what
the
Nothing.
happened.
Right. Paula, can you read that passage from Romans? That short little, just a short part that you talk
So
about
what is
vegetables?
this? A censorship on freedom of speech or something? Conversation
Yeah,
or what?
we have
Is it?
censorship on
What
inane
we
red
have
herring
strict
fallacies.
parameters
So,
and
Paul,
only certain people can speak, or is
shut
that the way
up,
it goes here?
Paul!
I think what they're
How about
saying
What's
is
that?
that?
Shut it!
Why is this guy getting so triggered?
Because I'm tired of listening to you bringing up inane red herring fallacies
Why
about
is this
people
guy
eating
getting
each
so
other
triggered? He
on the
doesn't
top
even
of
know me.
Andes.
Who's this
Shut
dude
up!
getting triggered though? You shut up.
Because you're a moron. You're
Stupidity
triggering
can
me.
do
Shut
that.
up, moron.
Well, let me
Oh,
read Romans
come on,
14.
come on.
Fuck.
Let's
Who
get
the
back on
fuck are
track.
you, dude?
Oh, God.
Talk to me like that.
friendly
Please,
discussion.
please, come on.
Who is this guy?
Can we hear Nathan Thompson's response, if he has one?
Yeah, my response is, sounds like Paula wants to come on debate. Paula,
What
would
a
you be willing to
fuckwit.
accept the challenge?
Your audio's breaking up. I'm sorry, repeat that.
Hold on, Nathan. She's discussing it with you now. It's not like we don't have to swing our dicks around here. You just have to chat about it right now.
The argument that eating meat is a sin. I'm saying I have someone that believes that. Now, you made the argument about eating meat. I agree. Eat meat all you want, but don't kill the animals and slaughter them and then claim God said I can eat meat.
What?
That's
God said you can eat meat. I'm not claiming it.
I agree.
God said it. It's in the Bible.
Slaughter the innocent animals, then eat the meat. He said you could eat meat. So if you want to eat meat and pick up dead roadkill off the side of the road because it makes you salivate.
No, actually, you know what? If you look at the specific thing about animals, this is for the Jews again, the context, but it says, do not eat an animal that you didn't kill. It's the exact opposite of what you're saying. It says, if you didn't kill it, you don't know how it died or when, so don't eat it. It's not safe. Don't eat it. If you eat it because you just killed it, you know where it came from and what condition it was in and how it died. That's the rule that God gave to the Jews. So we have an explicit command, at least in one context, that it's the exact opposite of what you're arguing. Don't eat roadkill.
When you drive by a dead animal on the side of the road, does it make you hungry?
What does that have to do with anything?
In the world.
We're talking about permission here, not convenience or whether somebody's hungry if they see a dead animal. That's beside the point.
Well, I'm submitting that it's rather unnatural to kill and consume dead carcass, and we've been conditioned to think that it is natural. So I was just asking you, when you drive by a dead animal, do you get hungry or does it make you salivate?
Hold on. I've got to step in again. Sorry, Paula. Hold on 1 second. I thought this was going to be completely contextualized biblically, and now you're taking it completely away from that.
I'm the one that wants to argue it biblically. So maybe you guys misunderstood. I was here saying I have someone that wants to debate it scripturally. It sounds like Paula has an argument. Paula, would you be willing to have a debate with someone who's prepared to debate it scripturally?
The debate's over. Just read Romans. Just read that small passage.
Nobody's talking
all I would
to
have
you
to do is read the Bible, and it's very explicit.
Can you read that? Please, Paula, can you read the Romans passage that I've been asking for like 50 times?
Sure. And his audio keeps breaking up anyway. I'm not sure. But anyway, Romans 14, starting in verse 2, one person's faith allows them to eat anything. Another whose faith is weak eats only vegetables. He leaves it up to conscience there.
End of
that's pretty
debate.
much it. Huh?
End of debate.
Yeah, those who are weak in the faith they don't slaughter animals for no reason and then make their bodies acidic. That's how you
No,
want to
look,
believe that.
look what it says. Let me read it one more time. Verse 2, for Romans 14. One
Why don't
person's faith
humans
allows
just
them
do
to
what
eat
they
anything.
want and stop
Another
trying to
whose faith
control each
is
other?
weak eats only vegetables. It's the weak faith, the fragile faith that says, I shouldn't eat meat. That's the weak faith.
Why do you need a book to know how to think?
Does
Are
eating
we
meat make
talking about
acidic?
biblical questions that I came to answer or not?
This is specifically.
Yeah, but why do you need a
Hold on,
book
hold
to
on,
hide
Mel,
behind?
Mel,
Why don't you
this-
just think for yourself and make your own decisions? You're
Yeah,
weak.
that's not the context of this argument.
Mel.
This is specifically about biblical context, what it does or does not say in the Bible. That's why it was interesting originally. Now, don't get me wrong, a non-biblically related vegan conversation might be interesting, but what piqued my interest was the scriptural relation to it, specifically. That.
Yeah, that's why I put the challenge on the table. It's because I want to hear the debate too. I got someone who claims to have
Well-
quite a bit of scripture that supports.
Well, you
their
just
argument.
heard it. He also said that the word fish in the New Testament is mistranslated.
How is that even possible?
I don't know.
Ichthus
Yeah,
is fish.
mistranslation. How could that happen? No possible way anyone could change a word.
Have you done the research? Do you know that the words have been changed to that extent that has escaped all the scholars, even the anti-Christian ones who are competent at their work and know how to study ancient documents and check the languages and don't care what the content is? They don't have a dog in this hunt. They just want accuracy, or they would lose their jobs and their reputations. They all say that nobody has a problem with the word ichthus in Greek. Nobody who knows anything. But to just make the claim that it's been mistranslated or make the claim that it's been changed, you got to tell me what the original was so you know it was changed, or otherwise it's a baseless claim. How do you know it's been changed if you don't have the original?
So John declined the debate. Paul declined the debate. Paula, would you be willing to come on and discuss with the person that's ready to discuss it, the topic at hand?
If it's a fair venue, I might.
Paul,
Yeah,
go
of course.
on mute, please.
We're all friends. We're all friends and
Sorry.
believers.
Sorry.
It's always going to be a fair venue.
I can't hear.
Yeah, it's going to be fair for sure. We're all friends and believers and family in the body, so it's going to be like that, you know.
Whose
So,
channel?
I don't care. We could do it on here if you want, or we could do it on mine. It's not a big deal. I don't think it really matters.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, I'm just going to read scriptures and let them stand as they are. And if somebody wants to haggle over whether the scripture is accurate, that's a different debate. So if we do this debate, it's going to be, we're accepting the scriptures as they are, okay?
And yeah, that's
Who's
what
the
he's going to say.
person? Who's the person?
Yeah, who is this?
Yeah, my debate partner, Joshua Michael.
Is he free now?
I tried, guys. He's in the middle of filming The Plain Truth, and he's been
no worries.
interviewing ODD and stuff out here in Denver.
So is this the conclusion? Or is this?
Yeah, it
This
sounds
is
like we're going to
classic,
set.
Nathan.
Hey,
This is classic.
sounds like we're going to set it up, and we'll have it, and we can all enjoy our popcorn.
Okay.
Should
Yeah,
be
just
interesting.
Just set aside 5 seconds and it'll be over.
Yeah, I mean, it just point blank in the scriptures. And if the only defense is the scriptures are wrong, that's a different debate. First, you got to establish what the text is you're working from. And if that's going to be played as a card, that's a breach of the terms. So we're going to operate from the same scriptures as they are, or there's no debate.
Fair enough.
And
I
if
think
they want to
that'll be-
tell me that the word ichthus doesn't mean fish, they need to present their scholarly credentials to say they know what it should be.
In that case, I'll round out the recording on that note and say that you may need to watch this space on maybe Nathan Thompson's channel, but hopefully there'll be a debate between Paula and Josh at some stage. Massive thanks to all who tuned into this premiering stream. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!